of your share. Over to Coach Korn. Hello, good morning, happy St. Patrick's Day. The mic is yours.
Oh my gosh, I don't think Dr. Connor's in the room, so I'm going to try this. Top of the morning to you. I can't do it. It's not good enough. We need Dr. Connor in the room. Man, where is he today? Yo, top of the morning to you. That's a little bit of mix of Ozark and Ozark and Trouble. Oh man. All right. So for today, you did mention this the other day, Dawn, the checkbook exercise. It actually is one of my favorite exercises that really helped me turn my financial thermostat up. And I just want to make sure that as I'm explaining it, that it, like you said, it's not necessarily about the money in this exercise, but it's about what we've talked about for the last 3 days topics. Blowing up your creativity yesterday. We did no limits the day before. We did ignite motivation the day before that. So I don't know if you're like planning these things and there's a theme every week leading up to something, but it kind of seems like you might actually have a plan here, Dawn. So anyway, the checkbook exercise. What it is basically starting, grab an old checkbook. You probably have one sitting in a box somewhere because nobody uses checks anymore. Give yourself a $1,000 deposit. Spend the $1,000. And the exercise typically starts, you're not supposed to give it away or do any of that stuff. You can pay bills off until you get those paid off, but you can't give it away until later on. So through the exercise, you put a $1,000 deposit. And then you just start writing checks. I pay off $250 for that credit card, pay off, this and that and whatever until you spend the $1,000. Then you double the deposit as soon as you spend it all. Double the deposit, so it's $2,000. Now write checks until you spend it all. Then double it again, $4,000. Write checks until you spend it all. And you just keep doubling that deposit every time you spend it. What I got out of that was really to make me think like way out there. I mean, I'm talking even at 200, 300,000, it starts to get you to think about, wow, I would actually like to buy an investment property. And then when you start hitting the $1 million and the $2 million, it's like, how the heck do I spend this money? I mean, so you just really get you into creativity and start thinking about what would you do. It's not necessarily about the money as much in this example, but I kind of think about too. We talk about the thermostat, and oh man, I'm telling you, with 7 kids running through the house and us, and I was thinking of our thermostat. And everybody's resetting the thermostat to different amounts in our house. It's like, that's too hot, it's too cold, it's too hot, it's too cold. And when we think of thermostat, we set it to what we want that comfort level to be. And so when we're talking about the financial thermostat, it is so easy to just make what you need to make it work and keep that temperature zone in that comfortable level. So, I mean, it's funny that we're actually talking about this again, too, because my wife and I just had a thing come up. And ladies, you were sharing about the single mom. I mean, my wife now that I feel so blessed to cross paths with her and have her in my life and be a part of her life. She struggled for 18 years as a single mom raising her 3 kids, and she was a power woman. And right now we're faced with a situation where I hang around people that talk about financial thermostats, and I'm the dude that just keeps turning the heat up, turn the heat up and move somewhere colder if you have to, whatever you got to do. And I just always, I came from that. I never wanted to be out of money and never not provide for my family. And if my daughter wanted to go to a dance class, I wanted to make sure the money was there. If she wanted to, do something in school and it costs money to buy all these uniforms and all this stuff, I just wanted to make sure there was enough money to do that. I'll tell you the scariest one, and I don't know if this has happened to anybody else. I know we got a lot of real estate agents in here, but doesn't it seem like no matter what, whenever you see this most awesome conference coming up that you think you could get so much out of, it's like, dang, I can't even afford the hotel. How am I going to go, let alone sign up for the registration? And I'm telling you, it seemed like for years and years and years and years, every time I went to a conference, I literally was going there without a hotel room, and I would like shack up with somebody. It's like somebody's got an extra bed in there. Man, if I could pay for half your hotel room and help you out, you'll help me out. And I always made it to the conferences no matter what. And I would leave home with no money in my pocket. And I didn't know how I was going to get through it, but I would bring back those topics and implement them. So my point here is, on the financial thermostat, be careful not to get stuck in that comfort zone when it comes to financial thermostat. And so for her, she's all about, holding back and earn your money. I'm about provide, provide, provide. And let's just make more money than we need and share it. So just don't get stuck in that comfort zone. Hang around other people who like to turn their thermostat up hot, 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 and just keep going from there. So that's kind of my share today. Hopefully that was helpful for somebody.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Coach Korn. And I missed the checkbook exercise the first time it was said here in this room. I'm usually here. I don't know why I didn't hear it, but I thank you for resurrecting it today, and for that sort of where there's a will, there's a way, and also trust, having faith and trust in yourself. Some part of you, Coach Korn, had faith or trust in yourself, or that decision that you made, that there was going to be a way for yourself to support yourself in that endeavor, and maybe there's that's calling on a subconscious source, universe, or maybe you have a relationship with the big God, whatever you call it, doesn't really matter. Sometimes I think, having faith is really important when you want to turn up your financial thermostat. And I don't know if someone said that yet, but I think that, moving quickly and more effortlessly towards our desired outcome, one of the ways that we do that is by having that faith and certainty, because otherwise it really does slow us down, right? And it does require allowing other new possibilities to exist, and entrusting yourself in that process to be able to dance with those new possibilities as they show up, as they materialize. So, I just wanted to add that in, and I wanted to say thank you for providing that. And with that, I'm going to move the mod mic down.
Right back up to me.
Oh, sorry, Don.
That's okay. So, Michelle, I've got to move out of here today, and I'm sorry that I'm going to miss a lot of people, including you, Ray, that I wanted to hear from. I want to jump back on Coach Korn's checkbook exercise and just give you the big picture sense of it. If you didn't grab it, this, I think, is one of the most valuable exercises you could ever do. And it's, pretending you've got a fake a checkbook register a register where every day double the deposits are being given to you. You can't get the deposit unless you spend what's yesterday. The thing that you come up against is you start to come up, and Brad, you mentioned this is really cool, because at first, maybe you're paying off some bills. I wouldn't hang out there too long, because that's where we get stuck. Then we get to the place where we're saying, okay, you can't spend it on anybody else. And you would not believe how many people rebel against that. Well, but I've got my kids and my family. And I'm like, I know, take care